In this video we're comparing the Carbon X2 against the Saucony Endorphin Speed. Hey, what's up everyone and welcome back to 40 Runs. How are you doing guys? Let me know in the comments, how are you getting on with your training? Are you training for anything? Let me know in the comments. But while you're down it, more important than anything else, have you got either of these, or are you contemplating either of these shoes? I'd be very interested to know. In particular, if you have one of them, how are you getting on with it? Let me know in the comments. Right, so this is going to be an awesome matchup because they're two amazing shoes. So let's get stuck in. Right guys, so stats and features. Let's get that out of the way so you sort of got some of the data points, and then we'll get into which one I prefer and why. And we will start with the Endorphin Speed, the Saucony Endorphin Speed, which costs £155. Here in the UK, it weighs in at 7.8 ounces, features a full-length S-shaped TPU nylon plate. You've got the Power Run PB, which is a softer version of the midsole that comes on the Pro. You've got a stack height in the heel of 35.5 and 27.5 in the foot, so that's 8mm drop. And it fits true to size, and it's definitely wider than the Hoka. Okie dokie. Oh, the upper's like a mesh upper material. Right, and then we've got the Hoka, which is £160. This has got a 5mm drop, 239 grams, 8 point something and change grams. You've got Pro Fly midsole, a carbon plate running through it, not a TPU. This has actually got a carbon plate in it. You've then got a second layer of rubberized EVA on the bottom, which forms the outsole. You've got a brand new updated upper. You've got this anatomical Achilles thing. Basically, it flips away to save your Achilles. And that's about it. Did I say 5mm drop? Can't remember. But anyway, it's got a 5mm drop. Okay, right. So both of these shoes are very capable of doing fast races, I would say. You know, they're both pretty light. Obviously, this is a little bit lighter. But they're both very capable of doing races and stuff. The sort of sweet spot, I would say, for both of these shoes though is that training and competition area. So, you know, where you can literally build miles into them and then go and do your race. I think both of them sweet spot is the half marathon distance. Although you could wear both over a marathon distance. But I think again their sweet spot is that half marathon distance. In terms of the outsoles, I would say the Saucony's probably just about winning it. It's just got that little bit more grip with the actual rubber on the sole, where this has got this rubberized EVA. In terms of durability, the Saucony definitely holds up better. These are my newer black ones, by the way. My white ones I absolutely destroyed down the river. So yeah, so these are my black ones, hence the lack of wear on them. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Hoka outsole. It's just the fact I think it's more suited to road work, where the Saucony, I can do more in it. For me, down the Canal Toe Pass, for example, I could definitely run with confidence down there with the Saucony, where the Hoka, I've left it to roads only. Even though the roads over here have been very wet, and it's stuck to them like glue, so done a good job. In terms of midsole, the midsole on the Saucony is definitely a sort of springier feel. This is definitely a sort of softer feel. If that makes any sense, probably not. They both got like a rocker technology in them. This has got speed roll. This has got obviously a natural rocker from the Hoka design and ethos. So a heel to toe transition. This is promoting that. The rigidity, if that's a word, that's still quite stiff, but it's not as stiff as the carbon plate in here, which you can hardly move. And I think you notice that in that transition, it's definitely not as yeah, if you're not running carbon plates, if you're running carbon plates, you'll know what I mean. If you're not running them, you won't know what I mean. But you definitely feel more of a snap from the Hoka if you're right on your toes and you are gunning it. With the speed, it just feels like, nice. I keep saying nice, but you definitely just trying to think of a word that's not nice. You just feel a powerful acceleration through the shoe, but in a rolling sensation instead of like with the carbon. I don't know, it's more spring loaded. Got around it in the end, didn't I? In terms of stability, and I've mentioned it in the videos I've done with this shoe, I found at lower speeds that my pronation is definitely more, and you can ask Eddie about this because he'll tell you, because he picked up on it when I was running in the first pair I had of these. My pronation is definitely more obvious in this shoe at lower speed. So if I'm going out and doing a, you know, long run which will have elements of pace in it, I'll stick these on. But at those lower speeds, when I'm just cruising along in zone 2, you can notice the pronation. With these, I've not really noticed it as much. They just seem to be a much more stable ride. I think because of what you've got at the back, I've just found I've not been moving around as much, which is quite cool. So that's a big positive for this. But you're here to find out which one I would tell you to buy, and I would tell you to buy all day long the Saucony Endorphin Speed. This shoe is head and shoulders above. This shoe is head and shoulders above this. Got there in the end. It's painful, isn't it? It is painful. But yeah, this shoe is definitely, the Saucony Endorphin Speed, a much more all-round competent training partner than this. It feels lively. It just, the rotation through the foot, it just complements you as a runner when you're out there running it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this shoe, and I really like it. I really like it, actually. For me, it absolutely destroys the fuel cell TC for me, because that's just so unstable. This is a much better alternative for me. I think at £160 and £155, they're both a lot of money, but you're definitely getting value with this shoe. So yeah, this is a good shoe. That's what I wanted to get. What did I say? This is a good shoe, and if you're a Hoka fan, you're going to dig this. I think these two offer something much better than what Nike offer currently. You know, the Next Percent Tempo, although, you know, that's got its fans out there, and I appreciate that you guys who love it and are smashing it with that shoe. But for me, both of these shoes offer something that's slightly better than that. Yeah, and that's probably a good place to leave it. I would recommend you buy the Speed, but if you don't fancy the Speed for whatever reason, then buy the Carbon X2.